Hello students, how are you all doing? I hope you all are doing well. Uh, I am still discussing chapter 1, naming rise and emergence of Christianity, in which I discussed so many topics related to it. Yesterday I discussed the factors which led to the decline of an ancient Roman Empire, wherein so many topics were discussed, of which one important topic or one important factor which also led to the decline or disintegration of an ancient Roman Empire was barbarian invasions. Okay. And as of today I will discuss this topic, that is barbarian invasions. Okay, so while discussing barbarian invasions, you will come to know about three Germanic tribes: Goth, okay, Vandals, and the Franks. Okay, so this all were coming under barbarian invasions. These all were basically tribes who were responsible for the decline of an ancient Roman Empire. So if you talk about barbarian invasions, then you know the emperor Theodosius died about 60 years after the founding of Constantinople, and he left two sons, both were boys. Okay, they divide the empire between them. Arachelaus, the elder son, taking Constantinople for his capital, ruled over the Eastern Empire. Honorius, a child of 11 years, became ruler of the Western Europe, with Rome as his capital. And it was upon Rome and the Western Empire that the full force of the barbarian onslaught fell. Okay, so see, now coming to Goth's invasions. Okay, and when you talk about Goth, it was basically a member of Germanic people. Okay, and they were coming from east. Okay, means if you talk about this Goth, they were basically East Germanic people. Two of whose branch, the Visigoths and Ostrogoths, played an important role in the fall of the Western Roman Empire and the emergence of medieval Europe. The Goths dominated a vast area, which at its peak under the Germanic king Ermaneric and its sub-king Athanaric possibly extended all the way from the Danube to the Don and from the Black Sea to the Baltic Sea. Okay, the Goths spoke the Gothic language. Okay, it was their own language, one of the extinct Eastern Germanic languages, last spoken in Crimea in the 8th century by the Crimean Goths, at least the least powerful. Okay, the Crimean Goths were the least powerful, least known, and almost paradoxically the longest lasting of the Gothic communities. Okay, now I will discuss about Vandals invasion. Okay, so they were also the member of Germanic people, okay, that ravaged Gaul, Spain, Rome, and North America in the 4th to 5th century AD. Okay, so see, the Vandals were also an East Germanic tribe, okay, who were first heard of in the southern Poland but later moved around Europe, establishing kingdoms in Spain and later North Africa in the 5th century. And the Vandals are believed to have migrated from southern Scandinavia to the area between the lower Olders and Vistula rivers during the 2nd century BC and to have settled in Silesia from around 120 BC. They are possibly, if you talk about this Vandals invasions, okay, then they were basically associated with the Preverx culture, okay, and believed to have migrated from southern Scandinavia to the area between the lower Older and Vistula rivers during the 2nd century BC and to have settled in Cilicia from around 120 BC. They are expanding into the Dacia during the Macromanic Wars and to Pannonia during the crisis of the 3rd century. The Vandals were confined to Pannonia by the Goths around 330 AD, where there they received permission to settle by the Constantine the Great, and around 400 raids, by the Huns forced many of the Germanic tribes like the Goths to migrate to Roman Empire, and fearing that they might be targeted next, the Vandals were pushed westward, crossing the Rhine into Gaul along with other tribes in 406, and in 409 the Vandals crossed the Pyrenees into Iberian Peninsula, where their main groups, the Hasdingi and the Silingi, settled in Galicia and Baetica, respectively. After the Visigoths invaded Invaria, the Iranian Alans and Silingi Vandals voluntarily subjected to the role of Hasdingian leader Gunderic, who was pushed from Galicia to Baetica by the Roman Suebi coalition in 419. And in 429, under King Genesic, the Vandals entered North Africa. By 439, they established a kingdom which included the Roman province of Africa as well as Sicily, Corsica, Sardinia, Malta and Balearic Islands. They fended off several Roman attempts to recapture the African province and sacked the city of Rome in 455. The kingdom collapsed in the Vandalic War, in which Justinian imagined to reconquer the province of the Eastern Roman Empire. And Renaissance and early modern writers, characterize the Vandals as barbarians. Like I said, that these were coming under barbarians, group. And these early modern writers, they referred this, Goths or the Vandals as barbarians, sacking and looting Rome. So they consider these Vandals, the group of people, sole responsible for sacking and looting Rome, and this led to use of the term vandalism to describe any senseless destruction, particularly the barbarian defacing of artwork. However, modern historians tend to regard the Vandals during the transitional period from the later antiquity to the early Middle Age as perpetuators, not destroyers of Roman culture. Right? Now, I would come to the another invasions. Another group of people, another group of Germanic people who were also coming under barbarians and were responsible for the decline of ancient Roman Empire. But I will discuss about this Franks group in my later video. So this is all for today. Have a good day.